Today we're talking music and how you navigate your career internationally and domestically. Hi, this is Marcos Luis and this is OneMicNite, the podcast that brings you stories of artists and people in life and their journey, helping to guide, answer questions, and motivate you in the business. Today, my guest does just that. He's a singer, he's a composer, he's a songwriter, he's a producer. He goes by the name of Sir Ben Marx. Please welcome him to the podcast. What's up, Sir Ben?
Hello.
How you doing?
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Thank you for coming on the podcast.
I'm pretty good, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. So listen, you and I, we have history. About 10 years ago, we did an interview, and now you're back. So thank you for coming on.
Yes.
I have questions.
Thank you. It's been way too long.
I know. And I have questions.
I have answers.
All right, let's go. So first of all, who is Ben Marx?
Well, Sir Ben Marx is well, in total, I'm just a extravagant artist. I produce music, I write songs, and I also perform them. I'm also a painter, and but outside of who Sir Ben Marx is, I'm a little brother and I'm an uncle, and I'm also a good friend. I think so.
Like
that was a pageant answer.
I like that. You're a family man too, so I like that. So you're an all-around artist. How did you grow up doing art? Did you grow up doing music and painting and things like that?
Well, yeah, definitely. Being the youngest of 7 children, my mother definitely pushed me in my art and my music and stuff. And so did my sisters and brothers. I've been drawing and doing music since I was in grade school, and I just kept on getting awards and accolades for it. So I guess I figured that was my calling.
I guess so, yeah. When was a point where you knew that's what you wanted to do with your life? I mean, because a lot of kids grow up, their parents put them in music, their parents put them in art school, but you don't know until you know. What point was that for you?
I think whenever I really found out that music really has a healing property, probably like a little in my 20s, basically, because like before that I was just doing it just because it felt great and like a lot of people liked it. But I think whenever my music started to heal people and touch people in ways that was not about money, that's when I figured this is what I'm born to do.
I like that.
And it also gives me a great feeling too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you feel like that's the important part of music? Do you feel like touching people with music is the essential part of it?
I feel like that is the reason for music. Like, money for sure is now a big part of music, but I think people pay a lot of money for music collectively because it gives them a feeling. It's a service. It's a service, and and music has the power to change other people's vibrations. So that's why I think that the main important thing about music, in my opinion, is that putting out a product that you are aware of could affect a lot of people at one time. So just being mindful and knowing that music is a tool, and it can be used as a weapon, and it can also be used as a healing. It can be therapeutic too. So just the main thing for me for music is just always being conscious of what I'm putting out. Because when I was younger, I used to do songs that just came to my mind. And now that I'm older, I swear every single song that just came to me randomly, I've come to it. They come to pass. Like I feel like I didn't know that I was going to be in that situation. I wrote it and I sung about it, and sure enough, even if it's 10 years later, I found myself in that same exact situation that I wrote. So that's why I know that music is very, very powerful.
Right.
The vibrations are real.
Absolutely. I like that. And I think what you're saying is true, because music is a form of nostalgia. And when you hear certain songs, it brings back the memories, and it's healing, or it's, it reminds you of a certain time in life, or a certain place, or certain feeling that you had.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's interesting with you too, because, well, first, let me back up. who were some of your influences in music and art?
The influences go so far and run so deep. I couldn't even. Okay, like we would have to go through the eras of music for me to tell you my influence. So
let's do it. I ain't got nothing but time.
Oh really? Oh, okay. That was just a suggestion, but I didn't think you were gonna take me up on it. But okay, we can. You can name a era, and I can tell you. Okay.
We'll say like from
something that come to mind. So
let's say something from the '60s. Who from the '60s? You know, is someone you.
Okay, from the '60s. Now, you know, I was born in '82, so I may not know back a certain day. Okay, so for one, I can say that one of my biggest influences, and physically, is my uncle, who is Clyde McFadder. He was the lead singer of the Drifters. He's my great uncle. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, and if you know anything about Clyde McFadder, you know that he actually influenced a whole lot of other artists.
Absolutely.
Even the likes of Elvis Presley. You know, so his vocal stylings run deep within my family and my voice. So that's probably why a whole lot of people can't really place their hand on my sound. But other than that being like a constant influence, because like he's in my family. From the '60s, I would have to say, I could be wrong, but you know what? I like the Mamas and the Papas.
Mamas and the Papas, all right.
Yeah,
that's good.
You know, I love all the Bills.
Okay. What about the soul?
Hendrix.
What about the soul music like Sam Cooke? What about?
Oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh no, I was getting to the good part. Well, you know what I'm saying, like it's all good part, but like right. You know, I want to say Jimi Hendrix. Is that '60s?
That's late '60s, '70s. Yeah, that's right on.
Okay,
I'm down with Jimi Hendrix
for sure.
Yeah.
Sam Cooke, of course. Of course, Sam Cooke. Like he's amazing. All of that little pocket. Okay, so like try to go into the '70s. I'm gonna see how much I know actually.
It's for the '70s, all right.
So like basically like the whole Motown little pocket of '60s for sure. Okay.
So the Smokey Robinsons, the Marvin Gaye in the late '60s.
All of that. The Supremes, all of those.
Right.
For sure, all of that.
What is it that you think people like about that era of music that's so good?
I'm gonna tell you about, in my opinion, about when it comes to the '60s. I think that a whole lot of sounds were very, very like, oh wow, we can get that recorded. Like so like they started going in on experimenting with like, you know, sounds that can be recorded into a machine. Also, you know, that was the beatnik era. So, you know, it was a whole lot of funky psychedelic drugs, man.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So like the mind was even like even more open. So and I do think that, you know, it was a time when people finally started seeing the injustices and started actually using their music as a vehicle.
Yeah, you're talking about like the James Browns and those people who use the music to move the people. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Nina Simone. Nina Simone was one of my greatest influence, and just what happened. I don't know how this happened. My best friend, rest in peace, he was a bigger fan than I was of Nina Simone, and you know the thing about today and with this technology is that it makes stuff possible that you would never make possible. So, for instance, Nina Simone's daughter, which is Lisa Simone, she's now a friend of mine. Like I slid into her DMs and I told her about how I love her mother, and then I told her a little bit about my music. Not even really advertising about my music, just more so saying like she is an inspiration for me. And she responded back, and she actually wanted to hear some of my music. And then we started talking, and then we started video chatting, and now we're like chummy with each other. So like the fact that I'm friends with Nina Simone's daughter is like a testament of the time. Like
absolutely.
Like I would have never got to say that if I was not in the technology age that we're in now. So.
Absolutely, and that was my next question. Amazing. How do you feel like technology has helped music and artists connect in this
Um,
world?
well, as you know, this is my first Zoom interview for the year. I did another Zoom interview. Last year I did another Zoom. I have not been seeing how it can help. I definitely see how it makes it kind of the whole mystique of the artist, being that we're trapped inside the house most of the time. I feel like that mystique is probably a little bit more blown. But like just as far as payment goes, like you know what I'm saying, like now you don't have to wait until you get your door. Like I remember performing and having to wait, but now we got Cash App and PayPal. Like you can just pay me my thing electronically. You know what I'm saying? Like I do think that's very good for artists like myself who get paid to perform. As far as technology, we can do a lot more things in the studio that we couldn't do like 30 years ago. As far as vocal correction and autotune, I feel like autotune is great and stuff, as long as you know how to freak it, that you're not using that for like your whole thing, whatever it is that you do. As long as you can, perform without it. But I definitely know that. Oh.
No, I was going to say, yeah, you're right, but some artists do. They just use it and people like that sound. So it's, it's kind of
no.
But you're right.
Exactly. Like I did a whole album. Mm-hmm. I did a whole album dedicated for the young people called Mellow Heart. Mm-hmm. And I used autotune on that album on purpose, because like I know what makes the youth ears perk up now these days.
Right.
And they definitely want something that they can play behind whatever it is that they play. And if you have too much of a sound that strays from it, they are prone to just turn it off.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I think along with what I'm saying too, using technology, we're able to do what we're doing now. So like, I don't know, where are you right now? Where are you located right now?
Right now, I'm stopping in NC. I'm in the studio about to lay down a track with a very talented artist. I don't know him too well, but I'm in M&I's The Iron Butterfly studio, which is another great friend. She's always been there for me. She's a retired radio disc jockey, and she's always played my stuff and always done interviews with me too. And now we brought into sister and brother. But I'm in North Carolina and I'm headed to Seattle tomorrow.
And I like that. See, and this is what I'm saying, because the technology allows us to connect. So, for me, it's been great because I'm so busy doing so many other things, but through Zoom and through technology, I've been able to see people perform. And like you said, connect. If we, for payment, if we need to pay people digitally, we can do that. You know what I mean? You can see all your friends do their performances. I have one artist, and I think you know her, Maritri. She was the one that I started OneMicNite on. She's got a whole show that she does every single night. So it allows everybody to connect with her every night on Facebook Live. So we can see each other and you can perform and artists can perform, and to move into theater, as an artist, I can do theater, films and everything online. So I think it's great.
Right.
It's great where we are.
Mm-hmm. And I would imagine if you're an actor, it takes the edge off of going into these casting rooms and reading. Now you can just do it all on Zoom, and like you can be comfortable and really give your best audition.
Absolutely. And that's a whole nother way of doing it, you know what I mean? And like right now I'm in rehearsal for a show. We do it on Zoom every night on a show. So it's a great technology. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see us going with music? Where do you see us going with arts moving forward? Because we're in a pandemic time. Where do you see us going?
Oh, that's a good question. Technology doubles itself every year. So as far as sonic wise, I'm also an engineer. I always pay attention to what people are doing vocally and where the sounds are moving to. And just because we're in this technology age and stuff is getting smaller but more powerful, I just feel like the music is probably going to keep on growing that way. Like nowadays, when I'm hearing more vastness, like as far as the beats being less complicated, and the vocals kind of like sit right in the middle of of the speaker, which is something different from 10 years ago. It was a whole lot of penning. It was a whole lot, vocals being penned. Now, most of these days, the music is very, very vast. Vast may not be the right word, but the music has a little bit instruments in it, and the vocals tend to sit right in the middle. And so sonically, I just feel like that we're just gonna keep on making beats more minimal and putting more power into the vocals. So maybe that's why we hear so much autotune, because like it's really showcasing how we can manipulate tones and stuff, and we don't need a whole bunch of music. Versus back in the day when if you didn't have a full band behind you, your stuff sounded really, really incomplete. Now I think that's more so the sound. It's like how much information can we fit into this song that it still be simple enough for to catch the young people ear, but it still have some kind of impact. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Absolutely, yeah, it absolutely does. And I was gonna say, how do you stay on top of the music? Because I know as a musician, as an artist putting music out, you're trying to stay in front of, the trend. You have to be the next best thing that people catch on to. It's okay to, fit in the pocket and find what you're doing and, that's your niche, but you also got to be in front of it.
No, absolutely. A key word that I'm going to start putting into the universe, me and my sister and Em and I, we actually was going through some of my old stuff, and she was like, oh my God, she was like, re-release. She was like, that is the word for 2021. Because like a whole lot of my stuff that I put out, she said this is now. She's like, this is now. She was like, you did this 10 years ago, but she was like, you were so ahead of the curve that this fits now. So to answer your question, is that I don't really try to stay ahead of the curve. Maybe sonically that's just where I'm at mentally. One thing I do though, on purpose, is that I don't really get into listen to other people's stuff to see what I can try. Right. But when I put on my engineering hat, I do try to listen to what they're doing to the vocals, to the wave files after they're being recorded, because like that right there, you can never not learn too much when it comes to how other people engineer their vocals and where they put their vocals at. And as you know, with me, I do the rooter to the tutor. So basically, I record my own vocals, I make my own beat, and I engineer my own stuff, and then I send it into a mastering house. So I'm behind all of my vocal placements too. So I guess sometimes I do listen to what are they doing engineering wise, sonic wise, right, to help my vocals, be heard the best,
Right. How important is it for people, people in the business to do what you're doing, to be able to produce, be able to engineer, be able to lay down some tracks, so you're in more control?
Well, I don't think that it's an important thing, but it's important to me because I'm an artist, and I paint and I visualize stuff before it's even on the board. So for me to be a part of that process, it's just my thing. But if you're an artist, if you're an artist and your main thing is hitting those notes and putting down those vocals, you put all your energy into that so that you can excel in that. But for me, I've always done this, so it's very, very important. Now it's been times where I've been invited to studios and they had the song written for me, and I just got inside there. They had the beat made and stuff. I got inside there and sang it. Either way it go, I'm still gonna try to put my all into it. But me personally, because I grew up making my own stuff, it's like a natural thing for me. It's not extra work. It's a labor of love. Whenever I sit there and I engineer my whole album, and which I did. You have the new album, Mellow Heart. All of the vocals were recorded by myself in London, England, and also in Atlanta. And it just goes into it's 17 tracks on that. So that just goes to show you that I had all these songs that really didn't have a home, but they was recorded in the same year. So I said, you know what? Why not make a whole album? And then of course we got wind that Def Jam was interested in me releasing some music with them. So we really got on that, and we created a great album. Me, myself, and two of my most favorite producers, we all put our head together and we made a great album called Mellow Heart. It's not on the market, but I do private links for people who's interested in hearing it. But yeah.
And
so
right
now that's in the
I gotta say it's hands down one of the best that I've heard recently.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hands down.
Thank you.
You want to give a shout out to any of the producers you worked with? Who are some of the people you work with?
I only work with two producers. Doom Got Beats,
okay,
and Sean Lim. I call him Lim, and basically like it's kind of like a mixtape type of situation, because like I play all of our beats behind each other, like so like but like the songs have to all be in the same vein as far as subject wise,
right.
And like this so happened I had 3 songs for each subject that I was going through in the album, which tells a very familiar story when it's all put together.
Right. What have you learned on this this musical journey, this artist journey thus far?
Well, I learned this right here. I learned that over the last 5 years, I learned what is the most important thing about making music to me, and it's literally my therapy. Like if it wasn't for music, I could be in a lot of different situations if it wasn't for music. If it wasn't for people and my friends to tell me to keep on going, they just kind of just had to see over years that my goals for making music is a lot different from a lot of people that put out music now. I told you once again, I'm a grassroots artist, meaning that I don't mind if I don't sell a packed arena, or I mean, like if I do, that's even better. But it's really therapy, and for those who understand me and who have walked a little bit of my way of life, when they hear it, they connect to it because it touches them. So for me, that's the most valuable part about music is being the fact to share it, and someone else get a good feeling from it, or someone else, or someone else be like, oh yeah, I've been through that too. Because I know when I hear certain artists and certain songs, I'm like, that was written just for me. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I guess just to be a part of that collection plate is good. It's good enough for me.
I love that. Is there a certain style of music that you would say you are, or is there something we can compare? I mean, this is for the people who are seeing you for the first time. I know you're in your own lane. You're definitely in your own lane on that.
Right.
If there's something that, we could say a little bit of this and maybe a little bit of that, maybe a little of that.
I would say hip hop, pop, punk, rock, and R&B. And that's pretty much all of them. But so I'm pretty much genreless. Mm-hmm. Hopefully when I have a even more advanced team that can help me figure out what exactly my genre. But right now, I can do it all. I feel it all. It's just whatever. It's just whatever way the current's going. Like I don't try to, emulate a lot of people. I can't do that so well. So I just go with the flow, whatever I'm feeling. Because like for me, music is also a testament too. And when I go back to some songs, I can remember exactly what I was doing when I wrote it, how I was feeling, and why I wrote it, and to remind myself what the reason is for the reason why I wrote it, and it always works as therapy. Because I never like leaving a song with a bad resolve. Like in all my music, I'm not saying all my music has a message, but I never like leaving music with a bad resolve. Like it always has to come to like, okay, what is this song saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like what is the purpose of this song? Usually when I make music.
Right. I like that. Music is a mood. # mood. You always go back and you can reference it for whatever mood you're in. And I think you hit the nail right on the head. You don't fit into any category. You're a culmination of a lot of things, and I think that's important. You're
Right.
unique. You're unique. I want to thank you. Let everybody know how we can get in touch with you. How can we find you on social media?
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna scare you with my vampire eyes. All right, so you can get in touch with me on Instagram at 7sir7. You can also go to Facebook and just type in iPreferSir, hashtag iPreferSir, and it should bring you to my musical page. Twitter is at SirBenMarx, and but basically try to hit up my Instagram. Like, I'm told that I don't have enough followers, but you know, you already know my thing. I don't really care about that kind of stuff. But it would be nice if you follow me and if you become interested in what I'm interested in. I was also I had the best Christmas gift. I was just featured in the Source magazine.
Yes,
for 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, well, basically they were just saying look out for me, because like in 2021 I'm really gonna try to put myself out there more, because I do believe in being the recluse type of artist that's mysterious, but it's gonna take a little bit more. I see now these days. So I'm gonna try to start putting myself more out there on the platforms. I'm gonna be doing a whole lot of collaborations with a whole lot of artists, especially on the West Coast side, in Seattle. I'm gonna just be doing a whole lot of stuff in 2021 whenever we all get over this COVID situation. Hopefully that'll be by summer. You can see me on stage by summer. So just follow closely up to my my Instagram, which is 7sir7, number 7, capital SIR 7sir7, and also you can find me on Facebook. My fan page is iPreferSir.
That's right. Everybody, please make sure you follow Sir Ben Marx at IG 7sir7, Twitter at 7sir7. Type in the hashtag iPreferSir. I want to thank you for coming on OneMicNite podcast. I appreciate you and appreciate you. Please make sure you follow this artist.
Thank you, Marcos.
Yeah, giving him a platform because everybody needs to know about him. If you like what you hear on these episodes of OneMicNite podcast, please write a review, share the episodes with your friends. You can also watch this podcast on YouTube. We are OneMicNite everything. OneMicNite is spelled ONEMICNITE. Make sure you follow us as well. You can also follow me at MarcosLuis, MarcosLuis. I want to thank you for joining me for this episode. This is season 2. We got a lot of more great interviews coming up. Thank you. Thank you all. See you next time.
Bye-bye.